Hey, what's up, guys? It's Bunmi here, and I wanted to come into the group tonight to talk to you guys about the power of your story. So, I wanted to find out how you guys got here to this place here in Lurralife. Most of the people watching are here in the group on my team, but some of you all are on YouTube and some of you all are just on Facebook, so you can definitely tune in as well. But we all have a story, and it is our story is basically our journey through life doing this experience, right? So everybody has a story, and tonight I'm going to take about 10 minutes and share mine with you. Now, again, I'm making this video because we've got lots of people coming onto our team and lots of people who don't know me, don't know where I came from, don't know my history. So I just wanted to share that story with you, and I wanted you to let it inspire you, and I wanted you to think of your own story. Like, how did you get here? What are the roads that you travel through? What have you learned in getting to this place? And like, what what did you go through in order to end up here in this business? What inspired you to say yes and plant your flag? So let me give you a little bit about me. Let's see. I am a second generation network marketer. So I grew up in the industry of network marketing. My parents were from Baltimore. They're from Baltimore, and my mother was one of the first in the family to graduate from college, even to get a high school degree, really. And and my father, years ago, actually worked at Bethlehem Steel Company. He didn't have a degree or anything. My mother, she eventually went on to, become a school teacher. But back in the 1980s, someone introduced them to the industry of network marketing. And so, like most of us, like most people in business, they really struggled it out. They did not have instant success, but they had really good coaching and a really good mentor, and they had that stick to itiveness. So they went from, hey, Cass, so they went from struggling, not making much money. I remember my mother telling the stories about back in the 70s making $5,000 a year, guys. $5,000 a year as a school teacher in Cherry Hill. So, but they got into network marketing, stayed the course, and I think it was about in about 3 years' time, my mother was able to replace her school teacher's income. She got to like $85,000 a year part time. I think I was about 12 years old at the time. So that was like what? About 1983. So when she was able to make a income from her part-time gig that was more than twice, I think it was like three times what she was making on her job by that time. Then she finally went full time after that part-time year of 85,000. And from there, she got into six figures, and they went upwards of over 50,000 a month. So I'm just going to tell you the backstory of where I came from. So I got to see the success of network marketing, the hard work that it takes. I got to see people loving on their team. That's why I'm such a team person, because my parents were always team people. So I got to see that growing up. So I got a love for the industry because I saw it personally. People who went from nothing to traveling the world. They were in A.L. Williams at that time, traveling the world. I got to see people that they helped. My mother's best friend was a school teacher, went from school teacher income to six figures. Other people that they met who they brought into the business went from nothing to financial freedom. So for me, what did that say? That says that the industry worked, right? And so um, that gave me an appreciation for the industry of network marketing. And then when I went away to college, myself, and I went to Hampton University. When I was 18, that summer after my first year, I actually got pregnant. Got pregnant while I was home for the summer. And so I didn't go back to school. My mother was like, "No, I want you to pledge Delta. I want you to graduate from HBCU." But I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not leaving. I'm having my baby. I'm raising my baby. I'm not going back to Hampton. So I actually started going to a community college. I went to Howard Community College in Columbia, Maryland. And so, even though through being pregnant, I said, well, I'm going to get my degree. There's no reason to stop school just because I'm having a baby. So, I continued going to school. Kevin was my boyfriend at that time. Great, great partner. There beside me every step of the way. And so, went to school, 18, finished that, second year college. And then I think the next year, got pregnant again, right? So about 16 months later, here I am having baby number 2 while in college. Okay, so by this time, I'm at a 4-year school. So I went to University of Baltimore. So let me speed up the story. So I had 2 kids while in college. Went to school the whole time. There was one semester where I had to do, hey, Costanita, one semester where I had to go part-time. And then I even got married in college. So I did all of this, right? So got married, had 2 babies, all while in college. And then I think I graduated. It took me 5 years to do that, right? Instead of 4. I did it in 5, right? Kudos to me. So that was great. So then once I graduated, though, and so now I'm married and I'm not dependent on my parents. I got to make this own life for myself. So needless to say, we were struggling, right? So actually, I remember we were living with my parents with the 2 kids, and one of my friends had her own place in a Section 8. And I said, "Oh, can you get me on the list?" So we got on the list, and name got called in 6 months. So we moved into our own place, right? Section 8 townhouse. I'm paying zero at the time. On food stamps, getting WIC. Yeah, I mean, that's the reality of where I came from, right? So I was doing that food stamps, WIC, Section 8. But the cool thing though was, even though I needed that help at that time, that wasn't my station. It wasn't like I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. Because I always, having grown up in business, I knew there was so much more, but I just had to go through this process, right? I didn't have a job, had 2 kids, married, my husband didn't have much income, so we needed this help. So we just started doing life, and it was just a struggle. I mean, we needed help with BD and E lots of times, just help with everything. And my parents were often there to fill in the gaps. Friends were there to fill in the gap. I remember my girlfriend, my best friend Kenya, coming over and bringing us groceries. I mean, that's the reality of where I came from. And then it was in 2000 and had 3rd baby in 1996. Then I had a 4th baby in 1998, right? Then got pregnant with the 5th baby in 1999. She was born in 2000. All right, I'm leaving out a lot of stuff for y'all, kind of paint this picture of these things, right? All right, so here we are, still in Section 8, 1999. It was at the end of 99 or it was 2000. I remember getting on my knees in the bedroom. I was like, Lord, I want me a house. I want a house, and I want it in a nice neighborhood, and I want land. So here I am. No, still not much money. We're doing a little bit better. We're not paying zero anymore. Now we're paying like a whopping $300 a month for a Section 8, right? Because Kevin had gotten a job for Procter and Gamble. Before that, he had another job making after that, he left Procter and Gamble, then got another job making $11,000 a year. But then he started doing better. Then he got another one making $18,000 a year. Now I think I'm like, oh my God, I get to make a month where we used to live off of a family of 7 in a year. But anyway, wow, God is good. So we're just doing life, and it's all a struggle. So I remember being on my knees and praying, like, Lord, I want a house, I want a nice area, blah, blah, blah. So what I ended up doing was, and thank God for my parents, we ended up leaving Section 8 and moving back in with them. Now, mind you, by this time I have 5 children. So all 5 kids are in one room, and Kevin and I are in the other. And so I remember just having faith, no money, but what I started doing is I started looking for land, and I started looking at housing plans. And somebody else would have been like, "You're crazy. You don't have the credit. You don't have the money. Like, why are you even like doing this right now?" But I just had the faith, and I was always reading books. Coming from a business background with parents, I mean, I knew that one day I was going to be doing better. So I was just kind of like, my mind was like ahead of where I was physically, if y'all get what I'm saying. And so let me speed up the story again. All right, so here we are. So I'm thinking in my mind that we're going to be at my parents' house for a year. So I asked, like, can we move back with you for a year? Kevin has a better job, and I don't know what business I was doing at the time. I was probably making a couple $1,000s a month or something. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to make this thing happen. And 1 year turned into 5 years. Oh my gosh. I say thank God for my parents, was like, ooh, we tore up their house. 5 kids in one room. So basically, look, my parents were empty nesters, and then all of a sudden 7 people come back and move in your house. Like right now, I tell my kids, y'all, I'd rather pay for an apartment for you all than have you come back and live with me. Right? My mother said, you got a lot of nerve. Wait, we let you come back in the house with 5 kids. But anyway, so we speed it up. 1 year turned into the 5 years that we were there. And I just remember the stress of just the struggle of not having enough. For so many years, we lived in the not having enough. And it was just so, so stressful. And I remember getting to a point where I was just like, Lord, I just want to either like go to sleep and not wake up. I can remember that feeling. I just want to lay down, close my eyes. I didn't want to kill myself, but I just wanted to go to sleep and not wake up because it was always so much stress. And then I remember having the feeling of, I want to take my baby. I was like, look, I'll leave the rest of the 4 kids with Kevin, but I'll take my baby, and I just want to get on 95 and drive straight to Florida and just leave everything and just go somewhere and not come back, right? So y'all ever been in that kind of place before? In fact, leave me some comments though. Can anybody like relate to that? Right? And so what happened in just the course of events of having implanted good things in my mind through the books that I would read, and just doing different businesses. I was always trying like different things. Like I sold alarm systems, I sold insurance, I did Avon for a little while. What else did I do? I don't know, probably a lot of things. I can't even remember. Network marketing. So I was like always trying different stuff, right? So I knew something had to work eventually. So then in 2004, we were introduced to this company called Financial Destination. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold up. 2003, I actually got a job, right? I was like, okay, you know what? I had a degree. So I'm like, let me just take this degree and start working for Baltimore City as a school teacher. So they had this special program where you didn't have to have a teacher's degree. They were so behind and didn't have teachers that they would let you come and teach. So I did that. $40,000 a year. Woo! I was so excited. Yeah, it got me 40,000. Some of the stress is off, and now just life is better, right? Let me tell y'all, them kids kicked my butt to the point where I didn't care if it was 40,000. I can't do this. It was so stressful teaching in Baltimore City, guys. I was like, Kevin, I need to come off. I can't do this anymore. Let me just start, substituting back out in Howard County. Roxanne says she's so Kirby vacuum cleaners, right? You got to do what we got to do. And so anyway, I taught school. I had 40,000 for that 1 year. Then I left there, so then went back to less than that. But in 2004 is when I got into this company called Financial Destinations. My parents started out that company with Bill Andrioli. They were all in another network marketing company together. That one went down, and Bill said, "Hey, I'm going to start my own company." So my parents started with him. I got started as well. And I can remember at one of our first events that first year, I was making $3,000 a month part time, right? And I was kind of like, oh, that's not much. And Bill was like, look, you're making part time the same amount that you were making full time teaching school. You better be proud of this part time income, girl. Get out in front and let these people know what this business is doing for you. So, and 3,000 from a network marketing company is more than I'd ever made from a network marketing company, right? So that first year, I got to 3,000 a month. By that second year, I hit 5 figures a month, guys. Oh my gosh. Finally, after all those years. So that was 2005 into 2006. So basically, you go back starting from, when did I go to college? I went to school in 1989. I graduated from high school. So let's say if I started doing business in 93 or 94, it took me to 2006 to get to 6 figures. But all the while, I was moving forward, never giving up. I was pouring into my mind. I was reading books. I was going to the meetings and attending events and believing and all of that. So 2006, 6 figures, right? Woo, y'all, I don't know. When I got to 7,000 a month, I was like, ooh, man, I'm really doing something. 10,000 a month, 13,000 a month, 14,000, 16,000 a month, right? How was I? 35 years old. And so what was I able to do? Finally, 5 years earlier in 2000, I got on my knees and prayed for that land and prayed for that home. Finally, it was manifest. And that's a whole nother story. Oh my gosh, there's a whole nother story how that came about, the faith walk that was. But needless to say, I went from Section 8 to 3 acres in a nice area, building a house from the ground up, having an au pair to come from South Africa to help me take care of the kids, being able to afford a live-in nanny for 2 years. I didn't have to cook for them. I didn't have to wash clothes, and she helped me with everything. Thank you, Salome, who is here on Facebook. She got married. She lives here in the U.S. now. Okay, so all right. Now I'm going to skip some years. Okay, so 6-figure earner in that company. Things happen. Moved from that company. Went on to other companies. Some successes, some not as much. But in the last 5, 6, 7 years, whatever, everything we touch has turned to gold. We've done really, really well with. Some of you know, I was had 13,000 people in the hair weave business. Then went from there to Jeunesse with Cedric, wanted tips and all of that. And then, okay, so I'm about to tell you all in my group how I got to where I am now, right? So Jeunesse was cool. We were bringing in people, $1,200 packages and all that, went into trips, making good money, but our people weren't making the money that we were making. So didn't necessarily feel so good. And then what happened was we got introduced to this product by a text, this product called, I don't have it here, called O2 Drops, right? Somebody sent me a text and was like, oh my gosh, you got to check this out. My goodness, you got to check this out. It's just an amazing product. We got on this call and we started listening, right? And it was like, wow, just one product. I'm like, I've never heard of an oxygen product. You can heal up people like that. It can help with cancer, eye issues, skin issues. You can use it topically, helps with pain. I mean, tumors, all kinds of things, right? So we started listening to the conference calls. I let my mother hear the call. She's like, girl, that sounds good. You better do that. So that was in 2000 and the beginning of 2016. Got started in a company called O2 Worldwide. Well, fast forward now, 4 years, O2 Worldwide has rebranded and it is now Lurralife. Well, When I got into O2 Worldwide, I was like, wow, here's a product that my people can afford. This ain't a $1,200 sign up. You can sign up for basically that time it was like $50, right? Because it was the only product we had. And so if you're going to do anything, guys, you like just do it big. For me, it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna try and see if this works. I was full-time network marketing by that point. It had to work. And I didn't even think, is this going to work or not? I was just in my mind, oh, this is what I'm doing. Let's go do it, right? And this is what I started doing. You got to go like all in, right? You got to go all in. In 2009, my son said, "Mom, you need to make a YouTube channel." I don't know how to make a YouTube channel. My son made me a YouTube channel, and I started making videos in 2009, and have been pretty consistent since then. So I got on the computer and started making videos talking about these amazing O2 drops. Then my mother had a condition under her arm where it was swollen, it was red, black, and cracked. She couldn't even put her arm down against her body. She went to 2 doctors. They couldn't figure out what it was. Nothing they gave her worked. She started using the O2 drops on her underarm. And like less than 10 minutes, the pain was gone. And in 4 days, it looked like a normal heel of underarm. And we were like, oh my gosh, this product is amazing. So we got on the phone and we started calling everybody. Hey, have you heard about those O2 drops? Have you heard about those O2 drops? People were like, no, what's that? And we would tell them about the product. Then I would say, oh my gosh, I'm building this thing. It's a binary. Listen, go ahead and get yourself signed up because I'm putting in more people and those people are going to fall under you. You go ahead and get positioned now. People are bam, bam, bam. They weren't even thinking about it. Look, I'm going right now. I'm getting positioned. I'm going to the bank, switch my money. They were just going in. And then I started doing live conference calls, each week. And for a while there, we were doing every day. It was just high momentum. People were coming in. And I think it took me like 4 months. It took me 4 months to get to $8,000 a month. So that's about the 6-figure income. But I got there in 4 months. And so like any business, you have ups and downs, but I was always consistent. We always was excited and enthusiastic for me. Testimonies with the product. So it started with the O2 drops. Then we got the Thrive organic greens. They act like a roto-rooter to clear out people's arteries and help with blood pressure and alkalizing the body, and crazy testimonies there. Then we got a detox product with Dr. Miller's Detox. I mean, just so many great things is happening with the products over the years. And then about a year and a half ago was when Dan Putnam, who had started the company, said, hey, listen, we need some help to make this company bigger and better. He brought in some other guys, Travis Martin, Jonathan Bryant, and they rebranded the company to Lurralife International. And so here we are today now, being Lurralife. Still fired up, still excited. And I feel like we're really at the beginning, because now it's like we're only a year and a half into a 4-year-old company. Got what I'm saying? So we got a great, amazing start. We have some new systems and products that are like, it's like a new day for us. People who weren't making $100 a month are making $100 a day on the team. People are making more money than ever. The company, for a long while, to be honest with you, I said O2 Worldwide looked like a little mom and pop company. Now, what we have going on with Lurralife, it's one of those companies where if a leader looked at us, they would be like, okay, it has the elements of what I'm looking at to be able to plant my flag and really run with this. And so I'm excited. Our team is the BIT Group, Billionaires in Training. That's our team name. That name has legacy. I take pride in it because that was my parents' team name. And now I just took it over. Their team name when they were in network marketing. And now the baton has been passed to me. So Billionaires in Training, that just lets you know where our mindsets are. So if you're in my team group and you're watching, you're part of the BIT group. Yes, Billionaires in Training. That's what we are. And so as we move forward in this endeavor, I want to find out, like, how did you get here? What is your story? Were you looking for, like, lifestyle, guys, is huge to me. I want to wake up when I'm done sleeping. I don't want to have to ask anybody, can I take a vacation? I want to always ride in first class. That's coming. I want to be able to drive fine cars and luxury and opulence and just do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I'm blessed that a lot of those things that I can do, but it's still a lot more to go. And I've had this affirmation on my wall a long time ago. It says, I am open and receptive to people and ideas who help me achieve dramatic wealth. I am open and receptive to all people and ideas who will help me to achieve dramatic wealth. I remember putting that on a long time ago. And now more than ever, I'm learning some new things that literally, I used to be like, how does a person do that? How does a person get funded 50 million, $100 million? Like, I know it, I'm learning it, and I'm going to teach others. It's like, how do you have, successfully multiple businesses? You got a 6-figure business over here and building another one. I'm learning that. And it's just amazing. Oh, another thing I had on my refrigerator, I had an affirmation. You guys, you got to write affirmations. You got to meditate on them. You got to believe. You got to understand the power that's within you. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am an 8-figure international leader. That's a whole nother story how I got to be international through a phone call from Jackie and Powers and Gomacia that took me into South Africa and gave me that international part. So what is it that you want for your story? Like, we get to write and create our own story. So in the beginning, when I wasn't intentional about my story and just kind of was doing life, it was filled with a lot of struggle. But it was filled with turmoil. It was filled with so much stress, not having enough. That was a part of the story, and that's fine. Everybody needs a story, and it's good that I had that, right? I don't think I would. I don't know, maybe I would trade it. But I'm saying, looking back, at least I had that part where I can encourage other people who's going through it now and say, look, I've been there. I've been on food stamps. I've been on WIC. I've been on social services. So I hadn't had a card, all that. So is nothing you can tell me about your situation that I really can't. So I can identify with it. So if I can move from there to here, you can move from there to here. God is no respecter of persons. If he did it for one, he can do it for all. But you got to be willing to learn, to read, to study. I'm a seeker, right? I'm always like seeking. How do I get better? How do I manifest quicker? How do I live more in abundance continually? All of those things. I'm always looking and searching and seeking. And if you seek, you will find. I'm telling you, the answers to every single thing I ever wanted and wanted to know has come to me eventually. There's some things still that I want to know that I haven't gotten the answer to yet, but I know without a shadow of doubt is going to come, because it always does. It always does. So, what is your story that's gotten you here? Most of those of you who are in the group, I want to know, what's your story that's gotten you to Lurralife? Like, what made you, or whatever business that you're in? For me, my seeking was in, okay, I know what's possible. I see all these people out there making money. If it's happened for them, I know it can happen for me. I just got to figure out how to do it, right? I just got to figure out what should my thinking be? What should my actions be? And so I was always studying. Y'all, at nighttime, I would put the earphones in my ears and listen to mentors all while I slept. My mother would be like, that's not good for you. That's not healthy. You shouldn't do that. You need to get some proper rest. But I knew my why. I knew why I was doing it. I was intentionally programming myself at that subconscious level. And I knew I needed to change myself at the subconscious level. So whatever I need to do it, I was going to do it. So I want to know, for you, where did you come from? What was your path and journey? Why are you here now? What is it that you're seeking? Why have you said yes to this opportunity, or the opportunity that you are a part of now? And you know what I get so excited about helping other people. I love seeing other people be successful. Like, that's one of the I almost like downfall. I don't know the downfalls of me, but over the years, I've wanted it much more for people than they've wanted it for themselves, to the point where it would stress me out. But I have to learn, release, let it go. Their journey is their journey. Their story is their story. I can't get all caught up and involved in what they are doing. I got to stay focused on where I'm going, but I can be that example. I can I can pour into other people. For over 5 years, I did a morning personal development call, just pouring into people 3 days a week, teaching them the principles of success and manifestation and how to walk in their power. People on my team know that they have access to me to call me and help me. Guys, let me end this. Everything starts in the mind, right? How did I get to where I am that I'm so grateful? Yes, it was a journey, it was a process, and I'm still going through, right? I'm far from where I came from, but I'm not where I'm going to be, but I am enjoying this journey. I thank God for the level of freedom that I have. I thank God for the level of abundance that I have. I thank Him for the joy and the happiness and the peace. And all of that's going to keep growing more and more. So no matter where you are now, no, it can always get better. It can always get bigger. Don't you ever feel like, oh, I don't know, God wants me to have more. Yes, He wants you to have more. You deserve more. You're worthy of it, and He wants you to have it. But it's not just going to fall out of the sky willy-nilly. That's what you got to understand. Everybody wants more money, but a lot of people aren't willing to pay the price to get it. And there's always a price to pay. The price to pay in studying. There's a price to pay in learning. There's a price to pay maybe in just in the activity that you have to do and the new way of thinking that you have to get in your mind. So I want you guys to share with me. It would be great if you made a video sharing your story. How did you get here? What was it that is driving you to say yes to business, yes to network marketing, yes to this company, yes to more out of life, right? Share that with me, share that with us. I would absolutely love to know what your story is. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to share that with you all tonight. You all have an awesome rest of your evening. And remember, you are more powerful than you know. If there's anything I can do for you to help you to succeed, to answer any questions, y'all give me a call. 443-864-9440. Again, 443-864-9440. Let me see. I got some comments here. Hey, Coach Danita. All right. Coach Danita saying, yep. Billionaires in Training is an amazing team. All because of me. Thank you. No, it's an amazing team because of all of you guys, right? That's the team that makes it amazing. One of the things I love about our team is that there's no egos and no pretentiousness. Everyone is willing to help and love and share. So if you're brand new onto our team, know that we love you. We want you to succeed. Reach out and allow us to help you. That reminds me of someone I told I would call and give them some help. So let me end this video. And you are welcome. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.